My question would be, like, Mikel, how can we put in Bayern Munich, Atletico, Tottenham? How can we put in performances like that and then go and play like we played today? Inter in midweek. Now, Inter probably not as much pressure. They knew, like, listen, the stakes aren't very high if we lose. Today, the stakes were high. And Man United, you know, there's a lot between those two clubs as well. I said it before and I said it again. You have to win a title. You've got to say, give me that title. And that means taking risks, playing on the front foot. If you score, go and score another one. You know, they took Dorgu off and brought Sesko on while they was winning 2-1, a striker for a left-back who was playing left wing. So sometimes you've got to be brave. And I just think with Arteta, you can't defend your way to a title because sometimes the defence ain't going to work like today. Our defence didn't work today. Do you know that's the first time we've conceded 3 goals since Luton when Declan Rice scored that last-minute goal? Yeah. You know what I mean? And Man United with no out-and-out striker, really, because Mbeumo's a winger. For me now, I need to see a ruthless nature. I need to see a braver manager. I need to see a manager that trusts his squad. You sign players and then bench them, and then confidence levels dropped. Gyökeres confidence, you know, Eze's confidence. Norgard's not even in the squad. These are players that you signed and convinced the club to spend money on, and now you're not using them properly. You're going back to the same players that have failed previously. You know, Havertz was the saviour and Jesus is the saviour, but we've seen that story before. So for me now, Eze needs a run in this team now. Because Eze's capable of being a game changer. I don't believe that he's just suddenly become a bad player. This is a guy who scored the winning goal in the FA Cup final for Palace.
Needs a run.
So he needs a run. He's got to put his trust in different people now. You know, Martinelli comes on at Inter, plays one of the passes of the season to Gyökeres. You go, okay, you know, I didn't think Martinelli even had that only in his game. Played really well when he comes on, and what happens today, you don't get on the pitch. Sometimes you've got to, as a manager, you've got to know when a player's feeling a little, I feel good right now, you know, I need to be on the pitch. And I feel like sometimes a player's ready for it, and you go, you know, he's got a good record against Dalot as well, you know. And apart from, like you said, a scrappy, was it an own goal? I don't know what it was. And then one that's just gone over the line. We never looked like scoring. Never looked like scoring, really. Huffed and puffed. And again, you said earlier, you know, about Arteta with the changes. But again, the only thing I will say is it's the same system again. Do you know what I mean? It's still Jesus for Gyökeres. It's still a winger for a winger. It's throw the kitchen sink at them. You know what I mean? United didn't even really look desperate to go and score again, but Cunha was in so much space. It's like, I'll have a pop, mate. You know what I mean? He got the whole Emirates it.
When we played against Liverpool, they had nothing, absolutely nothing, no forwards, and that manager of ours went defensive again, and I'm fed up with it. You know what I mean? Like, we're 4 points clear of everybody else because of him. Right, because we got him as manager, which is fantastic. But if he was a go for it manager, we'd be 11 points clear, like, you know what I mean? And that's the difference between him and, like, you know, being elite. He has to change, guys. He has to be more positive, give them more positive tactics, because otherwise this is another result like this coming again. When I'm watching games like the Liverpool game and I'm walking out of the stadium thinking, we didn't really go for it, like, you know what I mean? I don't think that's acceptable. But today, I think, you know, it's just one of those games where he was poor all round. Listen, he has got to be ruthless with a few of those players now because he's not getting a tune out of them.
The manager today, the only thing I credited him for today was when he threw on, like, the 4 changes earlier. I was like, all right, fair enough, you're going for it. You're not waiting, you're going for it early to try and get the goal back. Fair enough. But why was Trossard even on the pitch after half-time? I thought he was dreadful. He gave the ball away literally every time. His decision-making was poor. Like, he always picked the wrong pass, or when he should have passed it on the overlap, he didn't. He was having a bad game, and it can happen, right? But he was on the pitch. And then the other one that baffled me, why did he move Saka onto the other side on the left, which I think he's not that great on that side, when he was the only one getting a little bit of joy on the right? Remember, he had that shot there where Lemon to make a save and stuff like that. And then bring Madueke. Why didn't he bring Martinelli on? Martinelli, wasn't it Martinelli who got us that goal when we was up against it against City? When it was one, you know what I mean? Martinelli, I didn't understand why Madueke came and then you moved the threat from that side onto the other.
You say about system. Funny enough that they've got a system now that they can. We've got to. Our system doesn't work. Our system is like watching American football. You're right what you're saying it like. It's so precise. Even a corner and a free kick takes 10 minutes more than it should do, right? To get the right angle and get it here and get it whatever, like, you know, up goes the arm, all the moves. And look, it's fantastic and everything, like, you know. But at the end of the day, what all we do is, I don't know, I'm watching that game today and going, the only way we're going to get back in is a set piece. You know what I mean? I'm spending all this money to watch the set piece, like, you know what I mean? And all right, we had you know, Zubimendi probably should have scored with an header in the first 10, 15 minutes. He puts it somewhere else. Other than that, no creativity whatsoever. No creativity whatsoever. There was one time, who was it? Declan Rice going through in the first half. He either shoots or he plays it to Trossard. He plays it out wide to Saka. Oh, Christ! Keep away from Saka at times. You know what I mean? Like, why keep going down there all the time? You know what I mean? And then they're having, oh, you should have done this. Take a bit of, just, it's it.
It's crazy because today you saw a manager that's been in charge for 7 days that looks like he's took the shackles off his team, give them a system that they enjoy, and look at the two results that they've produced. They've smashed Man City and come to our ground and beat us. First home defeat of the season, by the way. What a team to lose that to. And then you've got us with a manager who's been there for 6 years and spent $1 billion. And I see a team that lacks freedom. You know, I don't know about you guys, but Vieira was on Sky today and he said, we play like we're scared to make mistakes. Do you know what I mean? We look like take the safe option. Don't take a risk. Look at their 2 goals today. How often do Arsenal shoot from 30 yards out? Dorgu. He's a left back. He's just done a Tony Yeboah against us. Crossbar and all sorts was getting hit. You know what I mean? Then you got Cunha comes on. Eze was our Cunha, attacking midfielder, freedom to express yourself.
And I'm sorry, if you're going to go and win this league, you've got to have somebody that's going to lead you. Someone's got to lead you, you know what I mean? And be a bit brave and say, and at times turn around and go, Mikel, sit the fuck down. Let us play. Let us play. Let us do our job. You do your job, and we do our job. I'm watching him today. This, get the ball here, do this. Let them play. Let them express themselves. And when we're under the pressure, enhance it. Let's have it. You know what I mean? Like John Terry used to say, when they went 1-0, when 1-0 up Chelsea, like it was the centre up, right, this is our time now. This is when we come into the game. What I see today, as soon as we went 1-0 up, well, hey, let's back off. Like, you know, pull the reins in, let's get back, let's get into our shape and then not be natural. And that's when it comes down to systems. We're not natural at backing off. Every time we back off, we concede. You look at the last minute goals and things like that. Be on the front foot, be brave and enhance the pressure. Embrace it. Just say, you know, this is what you want to be, innit? You want to be a title winner. You've you've somewhere along the line, lads, we've got to earn the right to win this. At the minute, we're being given it. Oh, yeah, we'll lose. You know, oh, we'll pick up. Somewhere along the line, we've got to say, right, we are now going to win this title. And the way we're playing at the moment, we're not. We're waiting for something to happen. And in the end, it's going to bite us.